And leading this hour, video obtained exclusively by CNN showing Russian forces on the streets of Butcha near civilian bodies after the Kremlin lied, denying those same forces had been responsible for those atrocities. CNN's Matt Rivers joins us now live from the capital of Kyiv. And Matt, I want to start with this exclusive new video from Butcha. What more are we learning about this video, and why is it such important evidence of what happened in Butcha?
Yeah, Jake, we want to show our viewers this video, but first let me just say that it is graphic in its nature, but it's important to show because of the evidence of that it shows what Russia did in Butcha, and the fact that, as you just mentioned, the Kremlin just really not telling the truth here. So what this video shows from March 12th and March 13th, this is video that has been geolocated and authenticated by CNN. It shows a couple different things, but it shows Russian armored vehicles, Russian military vehicles right near bodies, civilian bodies that were on that street. Another video from March 13th also shows Russian soldiers near bodies on those streets. Those bodies are the same bodies that were then found by Ukrainian forces when they retook the suburb, the Kyiv suburb of Butcha, on April 1st. So consider what this means. We know that Russia was in control of Butcha on March 12th and 13th. We know that these people, these civilians, were killed in Butcha around that time. And we know that when Ukrainian forces got in there, those bodies were still on the streets. So when the Kremlin says they had no knowledge that atrocities were being committed, that their troops had nothing to do with it, this video directly contradicts that statement. And that is why this evidence is so important. Perhaps not surprisingly, Jake, Russia and its defense ministry refusing to acknowledge this latest piece of exclusive evidence from CNN.
Yeah, Ukrainian authorities today acknowledged the loss of several towns in the east part of the country. How significant are those losses?
Yeah, I think when you're listening to what the Ukrainians are saying, they are admitting that they have lost these towns, but it's certainly not the significance of losing a major city like Mariupol, for example, which still hasn't fallen, or Kharkiv, which is constantly under Russian shelling in the second largest city in Ukraine. But it is significant in the sense that it does show incremental progress on the part of the Russians. Remember what the Russian army is trying to do here. They're trying to capture the eastern part of the country by moving from the south up, from the north down, and from the east inward. They're trying to capture that entire region, and by capturing these three towns, they get that much closer to not only doing that, but also encircling the Ukrainian troops that are in that part of the country. That said, let's not overstate what this means. The Ukrainians have said that they've successfully repelled some 9 different Russian attacks in just the Donetsk and Luhansk regions alone recently. They say they continue to take out a lot of Russian military hardware in the process. So it's a loss for the Ukrainians, Jake, but they're also saying their front lines largely are holding steady.
Matt Rivers reporting live for us from Kyiv. Thank you so much.